Last week, Puerto Rican Governor Ricardo Rosselló swore in 7 members to the Puerto Rico Statehood Commission. 7 isn't just a random number. If Puerto Rico is to become the 51st state, it would be entitled to 5 congressmen and 2 senators on Capitol Hill. The delegation plans to lobby Congress to acknowledge a vote taken in June where 97% of participants expressed their desire to change the Caribbean islands' status from a Commonwealth to a state. The catch? Only 23% of eligible voters showed up. This vote occurred on the same day as New York City's 60th annual Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Aunque yo nací en el Bronx, Puerto Rico nació en mi corazón. Y la del canto, y la llevo en el alma, tú
Being Puerto Rican is part of my identity. I've been coming to the parade since I was a baby. I used to march in the parade, and now as a grown, I need to show my daughter that she comes out every year too. I need to show her that she needs to have Puerto Rican pride every single day. Every day, every day. It is part of my identity. I'm from the Bronx. Being Puerto Rican identifies who I am and every decision that I've made in my life. I'm in the Army and I work for the city and I'm in law school right now.
Being a big family, whether it's blood related or not, we always there for each other. We always look out for everybody. We out here, we brought food for ourselves and our family, and people hungry. We gotta feed them. What you think of the food, baby? It's good?
Yes.
You go to any place in Puerto Rico, they have like different types of pastelillos with any fish, seafood, veggies. They have everything. Like anything you could think of, they'll put it inside of a pastelillo. But it's the seasonings. Spanish like sofrito, sazon, con achote, all the great stuff.
The right spice.
Right spice, everything to the T.
Today was a very important day in terms of like there's a vote. What would you like to see Puerto Rico go? Become a state, become its own independent country, or stay to...
It's hard for me to say because I've never lived there, so I don't really think that I have the stake in it to be able to actually say one way or the other. But I know people who who go for both sides, and it's really hard to say.
Seems like you're torn.
I'm torn, as a lot of people are.
The scheduling of the vote to coincide with the parade may not have been a coincidence. Parade organizers faced controversy for their decision to honor Oscar Lopez Rivera, who spent 35 years in federal prison before President Obama commuted his sentence and was subsequently released in May 2017. Lopez Rivera, considered by some a freedom fighter and by others a terrorist, was imprisoned for his involvement with Fuerzas Armadas de Liberación Nacional, or FALN, a group which attempted to establish Puerto Rico as an independent country and was responsible for more than 100 bombings in the United States during the 1970s. Lopez Rivera was convicted for conspiracy, robbery, and the interstate transportation of firearms, but was not found guilty of direct involvement with the bombings. A Puerto Rican puppeteer who marched in the parade says Rivera's participation this year created
a world of new wonders. Suddenly to be there and to bring something, like I said, like alternative, something that is not, it looked very different. These were all puppets handmade from the beginning. A lot of this were not, most of the things that were on this parade are floats and cars and a lot of the Puerto Rican flag, which is great. We're celebrating that. Now there's a lot of visions and a lot of diversity that has to be inclusive for this parade to be a truly Puerto Rican one. And this is what was great about this year's. With Oscar Lopez being honored, open up the possibility to get in because all the sponsors left. So we had more room. And they started getting local artists. No one ever, not even a parade back home, has ever done that.
This year's more expansive representation of Puerto Rican culture featured several concerns regarding the island's natural resources.
The soil is being sold to the highest bidder, so the future, the kids won't have any soil to grow their food. So the Jibaros were the countrymen that planted all the food back in the 20th century when the island was super poor. So it's like an icon of the culture of Puerto Rico here in New York. So we wanted to clownize a little bit the
wearing
the
clown
resistance.
noses and stuff.
Yeah, we work as a clown troupe. So what we do in this kind of situation is kind of political, but we're not super confrontative about it.
Right now it's very difficult. There's a lot of destruction of our beaches, a lot of corporations taking over, and they're public beaches for the people, and they're being privatized. The waters are being poisoned. There's ashes being burned in places like Arecibo. It's spreading lots of asthma across the island. My family alone in Isabela suffer from kidney problems, and we know that's influence of all the pharmaceutical companies that came in.
And when you went back to Puerto Rico for the first time, what was it
I
like?
was about 5 years old, and I understood now. I understood what it meant to be Boricua. I felt home immediately the minute I hit that sand. I understood what my parents meant by our homeland. We grew up understanding that we had a homeland and that we were Boricua. Borique is the indigenous Taino name of the island, and so we call ourselves Boricua, people of the island.
You don't refer to it as Puerto Rico? Or-
Only when I'm applying for grants. Then I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah, I'm a Puerto Rican. I'm Latina. I'm Hispanic. You want to give me money? I call myself whatever you want. But
Okay.
my heart is Taino.
This is Stanley Bodica reporting.
Oh yeah!
Boricua.